Oh shit.
I was going to say, you've got your nice fancy chair and I'm in my little fucking small ass fucking...
I only ordered one.
really, really close as well. Hi. We're really up close.
Yeah, every time now. This is better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it?
Don't know.
Cool. Yeah. Welcome to the MAViSMITH Podcast number
16?
Cool. Let me change the number.
Well, you got it as 15. You asked me if it was 16.
Yeah, it's number 16. Welcome to the podcast number 16, where we talk about movies, games, random questions, random things we want to talk about, anything really. If you're listening to this on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Player FM, whether that bougie website that...
Nigel at Player FM.
Yeah, Nigel at Player FM. You know, if you're watching any of those, subscribe to us on iTunes so you don't miss an episode. See, I thought the podcast app was like a standard thing on a phone, but it's not. Oh well. Anyway,
What do you mean standard? Oh, what? As in you can uninstall it from?
No, I thought it was just like a standard app but you've got to download it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it came with your iPhone.
No. You have to download it.
It's called Apple Podcast though. Like that's why it's called a podcast, because of iPods, right? They coined the term podcast.
Yeah.
So what?
Exactly.
They don't even have to download it from the phone.
Yeah, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. And if you are watching from any of those, welcome. We do stream live on twitch.tv/MAViSMITH every Monday.
Rotate that light. Sorry to interrupt you. So it's facing you. There you go. Get rid of that damn shadow.
So, what shadow are you on about?
Move that there quickly. There you go. Oh shit! Hang on.
So that means I have to pick up my and like remember where I've put it. Yeah, no. So we do stream, every time on twitch.tv/MAViSMITH.
I apologise in advance. I'm ill, so you're gonna have to deal with me coughing every now and then.
Yeah, and I'm sitting across from him. So if I can deal with that, you can deal with listening to us for an hour. So, and that's how long we're streaming, for an hour, maybe more, maybe less. Who gives a fuck? It's our podcast. We do what we want.
We won't.
End of podcast.
End it now.
But yeah, so we do stream live on Twitch. I'm in the chat, so I can reply to people. I've just got +5 Arnolds. You know the MAViSMITH account is on 566 Arnolds right now.
Is that all we're on though? I would have thought that we should have been on like.
I gambled some
I knew it. I said it.
I did gamble some away.
I said it to Carl when I was speaking to him. I was like, some streaming, Carl, and I'm pretty sure the MAViSMITH account should have a lot more Arnolds, because we sometimes watch our own streams when we're streaming so that we can monitor that everything's going okay. And he's like, yeah. So why have we only got 400 Arnolds? We should have millions.
My bad. But yeah, so you come and talk to us. If there's any good questions towards the end, I'll put them in front of GFA and see what he says. Maybe he likes it. Maybe he doesn't like your questions. Maybe you can suck a dick. Who knows? Anyway, let's get right in.
Under the table now. Look, I feel like I'm.
Yeah, your chair. Look how high up your chair goes. Look how low my chair goes. Let's just spin around a second. We just see that I'm the guest. Where the fuck is my chair? I'm the guest here. Look at the size of that fucking thing, and this fucking little diddy fucking thing over here.
Sponsored by JL Fernie.
Hospitality has gone down the drain in 2017.
Damn it.
But yeah, so let's get straight into it. Should we talk about our schedule for next year?
Hashtag sponsors. Yeah.
Sponsors.
Let's do it.
So, what if I raise it up? It will get rid of it now. Oh, that's a horrible noise.
That was impressive. I'm impressed.
Yeah, one-handed.
You still have to rotate it a bit, but I'm still impressed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. So our 12 months of MAViSMITH is still going ahead, of course. We're going to be releasing one professional video per month, maybe more, not less.
There'll be. I think we should stick to our guns at one cinematic video a month, just so quality stays good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there'll be other things coming out, like the podcast, like game videos, and like a few other shows that we might be in the works.
Should we confirm one of them? I'm going to confirm one of them.
Wait, okay.
Yeah. We'll confirm one of them. No, two of them. We are going to try and think of some cool things to add in and just splice up
we want to
keep our creative juices flowing.
Yeah, we want to have like constantly weekly content coming out, like maybe 3 or 4 videos a week, which is almost one a day. Or maybe maybe one week will be sort of 2 or 3, and the next week will be 4 or 5, because it might be every other week for some of the things. Some of them are a bigger project. As well as our big cinematic videos, and the plan is to have a lot of content coming out for a diverse audience. It's just trying to cram it all in and think of good ideas.
Yeah.
But I definitely think, go on, yeah, you can confirm.
So, on the last Saturday of every month, we are going to be doing a long, lengthy, girthy, thick live stream.
2 C's.
2 C's. Like Fangirl, whatever her name is. I miss her. She's not here, so she's not a little bitch, so bye. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a long stream on the last Saturday of every month. We're gonna be streaming for about 12. I'd say I want to say from about 6 o'clock in the evening, all the way through until 3 in the morning. So a good 9-hour stream, but longer than what we usually do. So we're going to be doing that as well. We're going to be doing that so that we can kind of spend more time just streaming rather than feel like we have to wrap up or anything like that. But we're going to be doing things like going to Asda and getting food and just mixing it up and kind of making it not normal.
If you were there for the 24-hour live stream and you saw the first 8 hours, which were joyous and full of energy, and we played loads of different games and went to the shops and it was fun, that's what you can expect from these streams.
Yeah.
If you saw the back end of the 24-hour, if you saw the middle section of the 24-hour podcast, nothing like that at all. Nothing like that. But the back end maybe a little bit.
Yeah. And then on the first Tuesday of every month, we're going to film a cooking show where GFA and I will cook something.
It's going to be like a proper cooking show. And what we mean by that is it's not going to be like teaching you how to cook. It'll probably be a cook-off of some description, or a cooking challenge, or an eating challenge where we have to cook the challenge beforehand, so if it's a spicy challenge or something like that. But more than anything, the idea behind it is it's not going to be a live stream. We were thinking about that, but we kind of want to make it a fun, quite well polished video. So we're going to be using our proper cinematic camera, the one we use for our actual videos and films, so that we can have not so much a script, but a good production, so it can actually be quite an interesting watch. And the idea behind that is just so we can have a just all round a good video for you to watch, and we can make it funny, and we can write funny jokes into the script and stuff like that. We can actually make it entertaining. Because if you live stream it, it might be a bit boring just to watch 2 grown men slap flour onto a plate and stuff.
I love how you think it's going to be something like that. Like we're going to be like making like our own mixes.
I want it. I really want it to be like a funny, like Gordon Ramsay kind of kitchen thing, like where you see a close up of like the chopping board and like a piece of fish gets flopped down on it, but we just fuck it up massively. I think it'd just be a calamity in the kitchen. That could even be the name of it, Calamity Kitchen. And I think it'd just be a funny little video.
I think the first one will be, we get 3 minutes
to make.
3 minutes to explore the supermarket and pick up ingredients.
Like supermarket sweep. You're going to have a bunch of grown men running through. We're going to have a cameraman. We're going to have 2 cameramen following us around. Like we could get
no, we could do it like I'll go first and then you go first.
Oh, okay.
The first time, I don't know whether what should we do? Should we do it? So we have to cook the same food, or we can cook different things.
Well, we're cooking it for someone. There's a lot of things to iron out. We're doing the discussions.
Well, we need a third person to be here anyway, because we need them to eat the food and say which one's better. Because obviously I'm going to say mine is better, and yours going to say yours is better.
Oh,
mine's so much better.
I think what we'll do is we'll pick a type of food. So it might be a cake, or it might be a pasta,
Bro, you're gonna lose
or like a muffin,
hard.
something like that. And it'll be basically you pick a
Muffin?
type of food. Yeah, it might be like make a couple of muffins, or make. The only thing is, this is why we're not doing it live stream. If we're baking or cooking and we're cooking something properly, we can't stick it in the oven for 20 minutes and then sit there and just be like, well, we're gonna let that set and rise.
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah, here's one I made earlier. Can't fucking get it out of like a Mary's Berries box or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. But yeah, so fuck me, this chair is so uncomfortable, bro.
Exactly why I had to get this bloody thing, because I was just dying in that chair.
Yeah, no, I'm dying in this chair still. But yeah, so that's going to be the Tuesday. But we can confirm the first 3 media for the next year. We do have a Christmas special coming out.
Yes. Don't know if it's going to be out on Christmas Day though.
No.
To be fair,
if it's not out on Christmas Day, it might be out just a bit after. We don't know.
I can get out Christmas Day. I can get out Christmas Day.
We'll aim for Christmas Day. We might not get Christmas Day, but we'll aim for it.
Depends on actors' availability. That is the main thing. Everything else.
We know you're watching it right now. Famous actor George Carl on 36.
It resides on George Carr, and it resides on Tom Phoebe, who I'm going to make listen to this podcast because he's the most unreliable person I've ever met in my life. Still one of my best friends, but really,
I feel like
really
I've never
unreliable.
met him, and I've met him like five or 6 times. I feel like I haven't met him because he's just so
Lawrence will of course be there.
invisible.
Our executive producer, of course, be one of the actors.
I don't know, really.
Yeah.
I know he's not here. So that's the Christmas special. January we will be doing a short film called NaN/A, like the not applicable. That is the actual name. It's not just we couldn't think of a name. That's what I like to think anyway. So that's gonna be our short film. More details to come. February. I was about to say Tuesday. Fucking hell. February. I did that earlier. I said March instead of saying March. I said Wednesday.
So yeah, January we got this. February we got this. Wednesday we've got this.
What? Yeah, no. It's not 12 days. So February we are doing a. Fucking forgot. What would you name it?
A comedy sketch.
Yeah,
based around something very popular on the internet, and I'm not going to give it away as yet because it is so far away. Don't want anyone to steal the fantastic idea.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone out there, and if you want to be filmmakers.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're doing that as well. We are then going to head straight through to Wednesday/March, where we will be doing a advert for something, but we again can't tell you what. But you know roughly what we're doing. So now you know our schedule for next year. Tell us your schedule for next year.
I really want to get in our little office in Manhattan on the 78th floor.
78th floor.
Wake up, semi-boner in hand. I really want to get a whiteboard, pens and stuff, so we can have all the plans. We can have it all, so we know we wake up and you look in and you're like, right, that is what we're doing, rather than having to write down on a piece of paper.
You mean wake up on the 80th floor, come down to the floors?
70th. I'm going to take the executive slide from the 70 to the 8th to the 78th.
Of course.
Straight into the Olympic pool. That's also an infinity pool on the balcony, looking over the city. Swim to the edge. Get a bit of soap. Don't worry about chlorine. It's just all fresh water from the natural springs that we get shot up from the mountains. And just a really nice experience in the morning. Wake up. Our sushi chef on standby with his really fantastic fresh coffee as well. Do you hate sushi?
Yeah.
Omelette chef. Omelets?
Our executive producer is in the chat. I like omelets, yeah.
Our omelette chef and fresh coffee. He hands it to us as we walk into our $1 million studio office and make content.
Yeah. So that's the plan. That's our plan for next year. Obviously, things might change, but that's our schedule at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into it now. So,
Let's see if I've got any topics.
Oh yeah, wait. We need to get your jingle up.
Shit. Okay. Keep them busy. Keep them
Right.
entertained.
So now you know our schedule for the next 3 months. We do have an idea to do a spoof of a TV show, which
we should definitely do that.
Which we are keeping under wraps. However, George Carr knows what it is because he's a big fan of it. Lawrence, you know what it is. Don't say it. You know what it is. You don't say it. You know what it is. Do you understand? We're not ready yet.
Okay.
You know what it is, Lawrence. We normally watch it over some McDonald's. You don't like it, but you do. You don't. No one does, but people do. So that's that. So we're going to move on to the next topic. The 3 W's.
Ooh, the 3 W's.
Who have you found out about?
I knew this was coming
Spoke
since last
to?
Monday, and I haven't thought about it. And I was sitting there, no word of a lie, I was sitting there last Tuesday morning, sitting in the office, early. I was one of the first people in. I was sitting there going, do you know what? I know it's coming next Monday. I'm going to start thinking about it now because it's always a hard question to answer,
It's a hard question.
and I've already forgot. But I think this week will be a bit easier. Who? So who this week has what?
You just went into a whole long speech about how you don't have an answer, and then you just went, I feel like this week's going to be a lot easier.
I do.
Go
on. Wait, what is
Who?
it? Who? What?
Who,
what, where?
Who have you found out about? Who have you spoken to? Who have you looked up to this past week?
So I tell you what, it's a bit of a weird one. I've been watching a series that. Yeah, okay, so it's a very weird series, and I know a lot of people would have heard of it, but not everyone's going to like it. And it's basically called Ghost Adventures. Now, the main guy on this Ghost Adventures is called his name is Zach something. Can't remember his surname. It's basically these 4 guys. They go and do like ghost investigations around houses, and if you're skeptical, you don't believe any of it, and if you believe it, then you believe all of it. I'm completely skeptical. I don't believe any of it, but I still find it entertaining, and that's when I think you've got a good show. If you have a show that's based around a concept or based around something that people can be completely marmite about, like with ghosts and spirits and all that stuff, I completely just don't believe in any of it. But I still love watching the show, even though I'm watching it going, that's just a guy with a piece of string pulling this, and there's a guy with a pole pushing that, and the camera cut, and it's still so damn enjoyable to watch that I watched the entire series over the last week, and I'd watch another series. I really enjoy it. I think I like the way they've done it. I like the way they edit it. I like the way they present it, and you just generally like the people that do it. And if you do believe in it, then it's a fantastic show for you because it's something that you believe in and you find that entertaining. And for me, it's just something that I think. So I look up to that kind of level of perfection of when you make a show that is so marmite, but even if you hate the concept, you can still love the show. I think that is a good that's good proof of its success and why they're a season 15 and they're still going strong. That is my who.
I like it. I've come down a bit because I didn't feel very comfortable, so I thought I'd sit like this, come down a bit, and I feel really emasculine next to you.
I don't want to come down because I'm the right height.
That's fine.
And if I come down any lower,
I have a mini GFA on my hand. You're sitting on my hand. But yeah, cool. So my who would probably be Jim Carrey.
Okay.
So I watched like three quarters of I watched 3/4 of
Is this his documentary that he did?
yeah, I watched 3/4 of it yesterday. And the documentary is basically how he transitioned to the role of, I can't remember his name, in Man of the Moon with I can't remember the guy.
Yeah.
But he basically became this actor for like 6 months, and it was indistinguishable.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. And you couldn't tell if it was Jim or not.
Really?
And one thing that he said really resonated with me. He was like, when I stepped into the career of acting and comedian, I looked at what was needed. So I saw people go in their daily lives of hating life, getting annoyed at little things, traffic and little things like that. And he was like, and I can't remember the exact, I can't remember her exact, I can't remember his exact word, but it was like, I want to be the person with no concern, so that when people look at me, they feel the same.
Yeah.
Can't remember how we worded it now, but whoa, it was so good. You're just like, that's what you want to be. You want people to look at you and feel like, any type of way that is good. So you want people to look at you and go, wow, I feel better, But yeah, so that, and you kind of like, he was making people, he was portraying himself as this calm, relaxed guy who had no concern, and everyone was like, yeah, I dig it. That's my who. I appreciate it a lot, figuring out, kind of appreciated him a lot more, because I was kind of seeing a little bit behind the scenes of him as well.
Yeah, because he's gone a bit not mental, but
yeah,
he's kind of given up, hasn't he now?
So just quickly, after some weird executive producer chat to himself, Excelente joins the lobby. It said Excelente is online now. Enjoy her infinity glory. I don't know what that means.
Infinite glory.
Infinity glory. What's up? How's it going, Excelente? If you are listening to this on Apple Podcast, it's not Apple Podcast, is it? If you're listening to the podcast, listening to SoundCloud,
Player FM,
YouTube, Snapchat, Part 66 on Instagram, you can join us on twitch.tv/MAViSMITH, and you can come talk to us, and you can talk to our executive producer, Lawrence Sheringham, and good friends such as Excelente and Carl136. Now, I can't believe you just spelled Arnold wrong, Lawrence. Arbald. He's not. He's wearing his hat. But yeah, cool. Let's move on. What have you done this week that you want to talk about?
So I've been watching this show. What have I done this week that I want to talk about? So my life is really not that interesting, is what I found out. Because I haven't done a lot. I've gone to work, I've come home. I've gone to work, I've come home.
Yeah, well, at least you got a job. Lawrence just fired me. He went, Lawrence, he went, suck my Arnold, Matt. You're fired.
You're fired.
So I'm out. Excelente, of course, I want to join you guys. You're here. You're in the room with us, but you're kind of living in the past a bit. You're about 10 seconds. 10 seconds?
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly 10 seconds behind us. But you're here. You're here. That's all that matters. Just look us in the eyes. But yeah, no. So what have you done this week then? What have you done this week that get him out of here? What have you done this week? It could be as simple as fucking. What's that?
It's gone. Never mind. What have I done? The thing is, like, as I said, my week has been very boring. Like between the last podcast and now, I've literally gone to work, gone to the gym, and come home. And then the weekend, didn't do anything. Just streamed and sat about and planned out the script, and that was it. I spent far too much money this weekend on stuff like the chair, the new condenser mic, all the cables, the little stand, the monitor. Like, since payday, I've already splashed way too much money this month. But that. Realistically, I actually don't have an answer for that, because I haven't been anywhere new. I've been to work, I've been to the gym, I've been home. That's what I've done the last week.
What happened on your way to the gym?
I keep falling asleep on the bus, and I keep dropping my phone. It's really, really embarrassing, because I'll listen to music and I'll be sitting on my phone looking at Facebook or something, or listening to.
You fell asleep looking at memes?
No, or listening to the podcast on www. Go to iTunes and go to the podcast section, type in MAViSMITH. And I'll be listening to the podcast, or I'll be doing something on my phone, and then I'll be listening to music, and I'll just start to drift off. And when I start to drift off, I've got an hour's commute. My phone will be in my hands, and because my iPhone's all slippery because I don't have a case on it, just down it goes, and it'll just smack on the floor, and then it wakes me up. I'm like, oh shit, I've just dropped my phone, and then I do it again, and that's it's quite annoying, to be honest. I should just put it in my pocket, but
I keep falling asleep on the train. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, commuting. When you first start commuting for a job on public transport, you're always concerned about your surroundings because you think, oh, someone might try and rob me if I'm asleep, or if I'm going out to the city, or something could happen, or you should never fall asleep. Always be aware of your surroundings. Give it.
Be vigilant.
Be vigilant. After a couple of months, you just don't care and you just sleep. You're just like, you've got up early, you haven't had enough sleep the night before, and you just think, screw it, and you have a little snooze on the train or on the bus, or whatever. So you get used to that. But no, to be honest with you, I haven't been anywhere new, so I can't even answer that question. What about you?
I'm currently saving Excellente. Lawrence said Google blue waffle and lemon party.
Don't.
I said don't, and then Excellente said, I need to Google it, but I don't want to. I want to do this. Google Translate sucks. And then Lawrence said, I was going to kiss you goodnight, homie. And Excellente said, I don't need your kiss. See? All the banter you could be having in the chat if you was here, but you're not, so you're lame and you're whack. Unless you're listening, which means you're cool. Come join us.
You're lame and you're whack, unless you're listening.
Yeah, no, unless you're listening. If you're just watching, you've got it muted for some unbeknownst reason. You're weird. You weird. My what? What did I do? What did I do on the weekend? Oh, so Friday I went to the BBC. It was just nice to see another. What I've realised is sorry, Lawrence has said I'm executive producer. You weren't in this show. I'm a Weinstein, yeah. And it's nice to see. So like I've been quite blessed to see quite a few different production setups now, and it's so cool seeing these things. But I can't help but notice that everyone is, which isn't a problem by the way, everyone is really old. I'm talking like not really old, but like I'm talking people are like 40, 50, which isn't old, you know.
People that work.
How old we are, of course, is quite young, but older people is in like 40, 50.
Well, because it takes that time.
Exactly, and it's kind of like, you know, you're just like, how. When you think of a TV production set, you don't always think it's going to be like older people. Like, I'm talking like, you know, like maybe like late 20s, early 30s.
I think you'll see that age drop now because we're the generation that have grown up with computers and grown up with TV, grown up with this software and hardware that's available to consumers. You go back to these people that are 40, 50, they, you know, the first computer wasn't even around when they were born. You know what I mean? Like the first consumer one anyway. To buy a computer back then would have cost thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds for something that could barely run iOS. You know, so it's mental to think how far we've come since that period. But you got to bear in mind when they were 20, that would have been the days of like the freaking hippies and smoking weed in Hyde Park and stuff. That would have been sort of their younger years in the 80s and 90s when they were like 20. Whereas we were born in the 90s, so realistically, we're at this part in this generation where we've just come into adulthood, but we've got all these things available to us. So we could be, not saying we're going to be in their position, because obviously they've been very successful and you have to work hard and you have to be successful in the right field. But you would think that people that would be moving into their position will be at the younger generation now.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be in their late 20s, early 30s, rather than their early 40s, late 40s, early 50s, just because that's the time span where they were born and when they had to learn the technology. But also just experience. Experience says a million things. Experience is always worth more than anything. You can have a degree in something, but if someone's experienced and done it for 5-10 years, they'll whitewash you.
Yeah.
And that's the sad truth, is experience is more than anything. So you always have to do that job you hate to get to the job you like, because you have to get the experience to get there. Like for a good example is that at the moment, hopefully no one at work is watching this. But as we know, I'm looking for new jobs to move into part-time. You know, go back 2 years ago before I started working in the place I am now, and it would be hard to even get an interview. I applied for 4 jobs today, and I heard back from 3 of them by 2:00, and I applied at midday. And it was just like, I'm getting that reaction because I've got this experience now in all these different sectors, and I've got a good CV, so I know I can move into another job. So it's experience says a lot and does a lot for you.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Why did you decide to do something this week? Why did you decide? It'd be cool if I could ask you why you decided to do something, but we don't spend a lot of time together to be able to do that. Like when we're doing this full time, I can be like, why did you pick up those ramen and then put them back down again?
Yeah, I think like when we have this office space on the 78th floor,
Our bigger one on the 79th floor.
yeah, and we can pretty much be spending every non-working day together anyway. That kind of thing would be easier, but at the moment it's hard because obviously we work different hours and whatever.
Yeah. So why did you decide to do something this week?
Why did I decide to do something this week? I decided to... You bastard. Have you knocked... I can't tell.
No, you'll see that. Look.
Oh, there's a bit
Oh, fuck, bro.
a bit of the studio's come into the seat. Well, no, the other way now. Too much of the other side's come in. There we go. Stop.
So I'm just changing the green screen around with my foot. We're good.
He's moving the $1 million 4K red epic camera that we've got around.
Risky biz. So yeah. So why did you decide to do something?
I decided to not go out for drinks on a Thursday night. Now, let me explain to you. We have some solicitors that we work very close to, and they were offered to take us out for food and drinks for free. So I would have got a free meal, free drinks, and I could have been out all night on a Thursday. I decided not to do it because I knew that Friday would be an important day for me after work because it gives me time to sit down, mull through the week, wind down from the working week, and also give me time to concentrate on scripts and stuff. So it allowed me to come home and continue to think about various lyrics or various scripts or various ideas, write them down. Shut up. To allow me to give me time to be able to work on that. So yeah. I think I chose not to go and do something socially just because I wanted to be able to spend actual time doing the work that I don't get time to during the week.
Cool.
What about you?
That's a big dedication to decide not to.
I will always choose something that means a lot to me over something that doesn't. And social activities with like a work group, not in a horrible way, but I know that in a couple of months' time, I'm not going to know half of these people.
Yeah.
Sure, I'd like to stay in contact with some of the
kids and even we're watching.
Yeah, but
I would love to stay in contact with anyone who's watching. But...
Yeah, but realistically, it's once I'm out of there, I'm out of there. I'm not going to waste time doing something that doesn't necessarily benefit me. I mean, I would enjoy it, but it would just be a waste of time. I'd rather really work hard now to enjoy life later. Because right now is the very important period of time where we're transitioning from these mundane jobs that we hate and these full-time just bullshit jobs to do something we love. And it's an important time to be able to put all your effort into it because I think we can make something good.
I hear that.
What about you, Sonny Jim?
What's my why?
You had a lot of time to think about it. I was just ranting.
I was listening, bro. I was minigame for Arnold's. Oh, it's only me fucking 2-minute waiting time. Who the fuck is not going to accept for 2 minutes? What did I do this week, and why did I decide to do it? See, it's hard, isn't it?
It's hard to think of topics to sort of break down your week.
Yeah, because I just struggled to just.
Why did you do the music video on Sunday?
Have you guys a film? I really want to watch this. We have up on our YouTube at the moment. We have a music video that we did for a video. We have also got a short film, the opening to a short film. We had a massive plan, didn't we? We had this entire universe that we were planning with this short we did, and then I don't know. We decided not to do it.
I think it was.
I'll link you to it in the chat.
So Matt created this universe back at college called After. It is a opening to a film called After the Bombs, and the whole concept was like a post-apocalyptic survival kind of thing. The only reason we didn't go through with it is I think because when we shot after the bombs, we shot it as a opening.
We shot it.
We shot
it.
Oh, good shot, old bean. We shot it. We shot it as a an opening to a film rather than a short film. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
We had it. We didn't have dialogue. We had just music and sound effects. We basically Matt made this version for his college project, which I helped him with, which is the first thing we worked on together. You can read all about this in the panels and also on our YouTube channel. And then we decided to remake it with better equipment 4 years later. We did it side by side and stuff like that, and we tried to make it as similar as possible. And then we sort of thought, at this point, because we've just remade the same thing, if we wanted to make a universe, we'd have to do it a bit. We'd have to do the same concept, but we'd have to have more dialogue and more characters. And I think we're just not at that point to to be able to do that right now. Most of our things have to be quite a small cast because we have like a good group of friends, but they're not always available at the same time, and we don't have actors, so it's hard to make something amazing with what we have. So we ask our friends to help, and they're always willing, and they're great, and they always do a good job. But it's not the same as having like a professional actor. But we're not really ready for that yet. We don't have the budget, and we don't have the ideas to be able to to go to someone and say, "Would you like to be in a short?" But hopefully in about 12 months' time, when we've got this portfolio on YouTube, we can reach out to people and be like, hey, look, we did so-and-so video that you've seen. Would you like to come work with us? That's the end game. Like, we have these plans for each year, and like our plan for next year is to really expand MAViSMITH and make our cinematic and filming side of things much bigger, so we can reach out to people and try and bring people into this group and work with them and collab with other YouTubers that do the same thing in the same area and other content creators. And at the same time, it's to build Twitch and everything as well. And I think going forward for year 2, so our class, this is year 1. We've built all the foundries. We've got the Twitch. We've got the YouTube. We've made a few videos. We've got a little bit of a following. We've built all those social media foundries. We've got Twitter. We've got Facebook. We've sorted all that out this year and plans. Plans and equipment and stuff. So year 2 will be expansion, really trying to push and MAViSMITH out to the people. And then year 3 will probably be, we'll see how we go for year 2. But year 3 will probably hopefully be sort of sponsoring kind of stuff and getting a proper workspace.
And just getting our name out there and getting people to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Exlante said, "Whoa, I love your channel and video." Thank you, Exlante. We as I said, we're going to be doing a lot more cinematic things. The only things up on the YouTube channel right now are podcasts up until the Logic thing, and then we did a couple other. We did Sponsor Man and After the Bombs, but over the past few months, we've been kind of planning and focusing a little bit more on podcasts and Twitch and getting now that we've got a good Monday, Wednesday schedule, and we've got Twitch all set up, we've got YouTube all set up, we've got Twitter all set up, Instagram all set up. But now that we've got that, we can start going back to, instead of coming over and planning to do podcasts or anything like that, we can plan, videos.
We finally got to that stage where our podcasts and our plays and Wednesdays are so seamless. Although it does take a bit of time to set the equipment up in our $1 million studio, it does.
It takes a long time to watch the maid do it.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson's quite expensive.
Yeah, and she works slow, which is not a problem, but
definitely is not a problem.
But you're paying all this money, and she takes her time with some things, like putting up a green screen. I mean, it took her
a green wall,
building the green plaster wall, painting it. I mean, they had to let the paint dry. It took a bit of time.
It took her like 8 minutes. It was long. Right, new round.
Yep.
This is a special round.
I've got a new round for next week that everyone's gonna hate, as in we're gonna hate.
What do we need a third person?
Yeah.
Cool. Get up there, jingles.
For what? I've only got one. Right, I've got to get a new jingle quickly.
Just randomly do it like you did last time. Remember?
Yeah.
So we are going to move on to a little bonus question. This segment is titled "Bonus Question."
That's not it. That's not it.
This title is called "Sorry that we just blew your ear holes out with that noise," but this next segment is called "Bonus Questions," where I've got a question that GFA does not know about, You are given 5. You are allowed 5 seconds to answer. You're allowed 5 seconds to answer. You got to be like
Okay.
that, all right?
When am I playing the jingle?
Welcome to bonus question. Okay.
I don't know what these pads do. I've got pads. I don't know what they do.
There's been different jingles. All right, I'm gonna do the jingle for next round.
Oh, that sounds. Oh, wait, no.
All right, stop it now. Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Sorry.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
5 seconds. You got yeah. There's 2 bonus questions. Who would have thought?
What? It was like 10 questions yet.
5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
If I could give you one thing right now, what would it be?
$10 million.
2. Ah,
Why did I say dollars? Pounds, man.
money, is it? Huh? Money.
Yeah.
You happy with your answer?
Yeah.
Why 10 million? Why not more wishes?
Because if I had too much, I would never do anything again. I feel like 10 million, I still would have to invest.
I feel like if I had loads of money, I would pay people to make films that I wanted to make.
No, I'd do it myself. If I won 110 million tomorrow, I would pay all my closest friends to never have to work again. I would build us a massive mansion with like 10 bedrooms, so we can all just live in the same house.
And just have a film crew there.
Yeah, and then just
The
film.
life of a 110 millionaire.
Yeah, and then just film every day and just travel the world filming and making videos.
Okay.
With all my friends and make sure they never have to work a day in their life again. That is what I'd do.
That's a
with
goal.
110 million.
Cool. Second question. This hasn't got a time and this hasn't got a you can think about it. What's the nicest thing you could remember that someone's done? What's something no, sorry, let me rephrase that. Hush. Everyone, be quiet. Okay. What's the nicest thing?
Shut up!
What's the nicest thing someone has done who didn't do it so that people saw, but you saw? So the person didn't, think a bit like Game of Thrones when Marjorie is make sure she's seen, caring for the what's something someone has done that they didn't do because people were watching or whatever.
Mm.
Do you want me to kickstart you?
Yeah.
So mine would, because I thought about this earlier and I was like, I'm going to ask GFA, because back in. When was I with the Ex-Ambassadors? Was it August?
Yeah.
So back in August, I joined Ex-Ambassadors at one of their shows here to do photography, and I was sorting out some of my camera settings, and Ex-Ambassadors is signed to a company called This Fiction. This Fiction just signed a girl called Minky, who's a girl singer here. She was opening up for Ex-Ambassadors, and she was singing. And Sam, the lead guy in Ex-Ambassadors, wanted to see her, and he was going to go out and watch her. And he went to open, and I was sitting down. I was down the stairs, but I could just see into the room, where like the room where the stage is here, like the stage is off to the left, and then the door to get down into the crowd was on the right. So like for like security and whatnot. And he went to open the door to go out, and then he stopped himself and he went, I can't. But like no one was around, so he didn't do it on purpose. But he did it because if he had gone out there, everyone would have lost their shit at Sam and forgot about Minky.
Yeah.
So the fact that he remembered that he really wanted to go out and do it, and he was like, fuck. So he just stood there and he was like this, just like nodding, and something like that. Just really I thought it was really cool because it's one of those things where you don't kind of like think of it, like. I would in that moment I'd be like, oh, I want to go this, and then you'd go out. You really think about it, but he stopped himself and he was like, no, and just stood there and just took it in. And something that's not. That's one thing that I can think of that's nice. That
Yeah.
That he didn't do it because people were watching. He did it. He was only him in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one thing that
Yeah,
someone's done that was nice and not for show.
that's a good one. That is a good one. I suppose when you see people, excuse me, see people helping other people in general, when you see someone helping like the homeless or helping old people or something, I think these, nurses, doctors, carers, these people don't get recognition for what they do, especially not carers, but they spend every day looking after, the sick, the elderly, the terminally ill, and they deal with, children and stuff. They deal with shit that no one should have to deal with. And I think I don't have an example off the top of my head just because I can't think of one. I'm sure I've seen some sort of act of kindness that I thought, damn, that was nice. But I've never really, off the top of my head, nothing stands out right this very second. But my answer would be just in general carers. Like, if I'm honest, that in itself is an act of kindness that no one else sees or really knows about, but they do it every single day, and they go and speak to old people. You hear these stories of these people that their shift ends at 6, but they'll be around an old person's house till 8 or 9, keeping them company because they've got no one else because all their family are gone. I think that's really sad, but really that's sort of sweet, and that in itself is something that we should all respect. Even if we know it's going on, we don't see it, but if you see a carer, you see a nurse, doctors, these people save lives and change lives, and I think that's really nice.
Just quickly, whilst I've got to move your mic over to your other side.
I know, because I keep looking this way when I'm talking. I had it on this side the other week and it was really quiet.
Yeah, that's cool. No worries. So, let's move on to the movie segment. Don't worry, I have a jingle. You ready for this jingle?
It better not be copyrighted.
Hold up. Hold up. 1 second.
I just heard movie.
Okay, you ready? This is now the movie segment. Hold up, so guys, we're having some technical difficulties.
I'm sure mine was better than this. Fucking what?
Okay, so I'm just going to have to play something else.
What? Wait.
This is the movie section.
What is
I was going
going
to play They're Great, but it didn't work. So, how's it going? Hello, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Who do we appreciate? You. And Excelente. Excelente said stop the play with your mic.
Sorry,
He was moving it over to this other side.
This is okay. Yeah, sorry, I was moving it to the other side, so when I talk, it's directly below my mouth, but I know it was making bad noises. I apologise.
So, the movie segment. First thing is the Avengers trailer.
I'm going to do the...
Oh, so you've got your own jingle.
I'm going to do the jingle, yeah.
All right, ready for the movie segment. Movies.
Segments.
Okay, we have no more. Movie segments was it. So, we're done. You're done. You're done.
You're done
So,
now.
oh fuck. So, the Infinity War trailer. What did you think?
Wow.
Goose pimples.
I had goose pimples all over my
Body.
So I've said that I'm never going to watch trailers, as we know. But
It's different. It's the first one, and it is far away.
yeah, but like, what more do you have to say? It's a Marvel film that looks like it's going to be epic. I mean, I would have seen that film with 0 trailers and 0 concept art and 0 anything. I'm so invested in that Marvel universe now. There's no way I'm going to miss any of the films. I'm going to see Black Panther. I'm going to go and see, excuse me, Infinity War Part 1, Guardians 3, Infinity War Part 2, Spider-Man 3, 2, whatever it is. I'm going to see all these films. There's no doubt in my mind that I'll see those films. What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I was just listening. You just like looking at me. I was like, what?
Yeah. But this is the problem with having the mic here. I've got a constantly, so I'm talking to you. I've just got to do this. So Marvel, right there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those films.
You look weird as it is. Just chill.
Cheers, bro.
Okay. So, I thought it was good. I don't know. That's it. That's it. I'm done.
Jacob said, "I have a question."
Yeah. Well, I said if anyone has any questions, we'll answer them at the end of the movie segment.
What did you think of the Infinity War trailer?
Good. All you want from a trailer?
Yeah,
Brief
didn't show too much.
subtleties. We all know what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm worried for after this film how they're gonna try and recapture that lightning in a bottle again.
Well, they didn't. So I think they purposely showed the bit of the vision. Everyone knows that Thanos' goal is to get the Infinity Stones. We know this. We know that he wants to get all 5 or 6. Is it 6? Or for his Infinity Gauntlet, I'm assuming it's 5, but it might be 6. Infinity Gauntlet, so that he can kill everyone. We know that he wants to do that. We know that the Vision's got one in his head. We know that Doctor Strange has one in his little necklace. So we know that those two characters, and we know that Loki has the Tesseract with one in it. So we know there's 3 right there that he has to go through, 3 characters to get their stones. Now I can't help but notice there's no Doctor Strange 2 in the schedule for the next Marvel films. They haven't mentioned another Doctor Strange movie. So I can't help but think he's going to kill Doctor Strange for that one. He'll probably kill the Vision for the yellow one, and he'll probably kill Loki for the Tesseract one. That makes sense to me. I think they showed the bit where Loki hands it and the Vision gets his one done in because I think the viewer thinks that the Vision has to die for the Infinity Stone to be taken, right?
Yeah.
So if we know that Vision's got to die for that Infinity Stone, then showing that in the trailer throws your brain a little bit. Showing the bit where he's, the Infinity Stones, blah 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 blah. I think that sort of throws your brain a bit to think, well, maybe they've shown that to throw you off the idea of him dying. Maybe he won't die. Maybe they'll take that stone, and that's not the source of his power. Maybe he can still live without the stone. He just won't be able to do that with the little X-May thing. I don't know. But I think it's a cool idea to think maybe they showed that bit purely to throw you off, so you think, is he going to die? Is he not? Because before that bit, I was like, he's definitely going to die.
I reckon they will take the gem and he will still be alive because he's had the gem for so long. He's still got the abilities, but just he's not as strong.
I don't think he'll be able to do the beam thing.
Oh no! He can't. He won't be able to do that, but he'll still be able to
phase through people.
Yeah, he'll still be able to float and shit.
Hopefully.
Cool. There's some nice. Hey, welcome, Mini Muse.
Mini Muse.
One of our regulars. I'm liking the nice community. Okay. So, fan of the original Escape from New York?
Never seen it.
Good film. John Carpenter was the original director. He's given the script his blessing. Escape from New York. The president crashes into New York, and New York is overrun by prisoners.
How old is it?
Quite old.
No,
but if you haven't seen it, then
no, I haven't seen it. But I like that. It sounds like a good concept.
I recommend watching it. It's good. Robbie introduced it to me, and I watched it. It was really good. So.
Well, I listened to another podcast that I'm not going to say because I don't want to plug anyone else.
How dare you?
But
you listen to MAViSMITH and MAViSMITH only.
They did a one recently about the do you remember Azkaban prison? Do you know how sort of what happened there, like how they got shut down or whatever?
No, what's that? What is that? Not Harry Potter?
That's Prison Azkaban. That's right. Yeah, I'm thinking of
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. You know Azkaban with Sirius Black in the tower, and they fly the big flying horse with wings in Alcatraz. And the Harry Potter comes down, quick Sirius, jump on. So
in sunny California.
In San Francisco, right? Because Golden Gate Bridge is in San Fran, isn't it? We should go there. We should book it when we go to America.
What?
Go to do that.
You can do a tour around Alcatraz. We're doing a trip to America next year.
You have to book it like 6 months in advance. And when we book our flight, you do because it's the waiting list is so long. Not 6 months, about 3 months. It's true, mate. Alcatraz. No, wait. Yeah, Alcatraz. So there was 2 big events that sort of led to the downfall of Alcatraz, and they say that they weren't the downfall, but they definitely were. But there was a massive breakout attempt, and then there was a breakout that was successful. So Alcatraz was known for being the prison which was impossible to get out of, to escape. and the prisoners on the first one, there was this group of prisoners that basically took over the prison. They overrun their cell block and they killed like loads of prison guards. They just shot a ton of them. And then they had a massive like I think like a 3 or 4 day siege with firearms against armed police and basically the National Guard, the army. On Alcatraz prison, they used explosives, grenades, rocket launchers. It was mental, and Alcatraz took a hit. It was like half demolished. They had to sleep half the prisoners of the other half of the prisoners like in different cell blocks because half the cell blocks were destroyed. It was mental. They had to rebuild, but it was getting old, so that it was like the bricks were old, the clay was old. It was easy to get through. So that was the first thing. There was a massive firefight that led to sort of it all crumbling down, and they had to rebuild it. It was expensive. And then the second thing that happened is these group of prisoners managed to dig their way through. There's actually a film about it that has Clint Eastwood in it, called Escape from Alcatraz. And the only reason I bring this up is because I think they should do a remake of that film, Escape from Alcatraz, because it was a really good film back in the day. Old now though, black and white. So I think they should definitely do an updated one. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 years we see one. But basically, yeah, like they actually dug their way through the wall, climbed up onto the roof, went through like a ventilation shaft, jumped over the wall, and got into a raft that they had built out of like high vis jackets and stuff, like the pre-made homemade raft, and sailed like sort of paddled away there across the water. Now it was bad waters, heavy winds. No one actually knows if those 3 prisoners survived or not. Their bodies were never found. Part of the raft was found. Part of their homemade life jackets were found, and some pictures were found. But that was it. So those 3 guys could very well have made it out alive, but they would probably be about. They're probably dead now, to be honest, if they made it out alive. But no one knows, and it's a really interesting story. And it's sort of left to the imagination. The police like to say that they all died and that they didn't make it out because obviously no one wants to admit that people managed to escape this high quality, expensive, impenetrable fortress of a prison. But the bottom line is, did they not? Interesting story. Escape from Alcatraz, fantastic film. Go and watch it. But I would not be surprised if they'd done Escape from New York. That's the only reason I thought of this. That they'll make a remake of that film.
You're fucking right. It's sold out all the way through next year. Next year's sold out.
Told you, bro. Trips, you have to book so long in advance of that.
Why are people booking that advance to go see a fucking prison?
Because it's so unique. Like, think about it. Like, there's no other prison like it. Like, on the water, in the middle of nowhere. Bloody Alcatraz, mate. Crazy. It's in Saints Row 2. You break out of Alcatraz.
Fair enough. Now.
Sorry about the coughing.
John Wick casting announcement coming soon. Who do you want to see announced?
Quite like to see Keanu Reeves back in the film. I don't know. Who's going to be in that film? What? But John Wick 3 is all going to be about people hunting him, isn't it? So is it loads of agents hunting him? So who would I like to see hunting him? Like cool agents. Matt Damon would be sick. But you just always think of the Bourne Identity. Crazy Fangirl cool. Is here. What up?
I'm being summoned. Pappy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see people like Matt Damon. Depends. I don't want to see people that are too big, because you don't want them to outshine Keanu Reeves.
No. But imagine seeing like, you guys are so quiet. Turn up your volume. Crazy Fangirl 2324. Turn up your volume.
We should be super loud.
How's the fan fiction going? Don't entice her, Mini Muse. Might be because I'm deaf. So I like him. But yeah, no. So, yeah. I don't know who I'd like to see. I'd like to see. I would like for some people to come in. So like, think of people like I'd love like for like Matt Damon to do like a, you know,
a cameo like he did in Thor.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Crazy Fangirl said the fan fiction is alright. Got distracted. Santa's top must be deaf. Yes, you are deaf. Sorry, Crazy Fangirl 254. Yeah, I would love to see like him just like like a nice like a little nod.
Yeah, But then
and then have like some other agents. Like imagine having like Sean Connery
that
as like a little spoof.
Sean Connery, who has the same accent no matter who he plays. This is Sean Connery in Indiana Jones. Oh, Indiana, I think we have to do. My name's Sean Connery. This is Indiana Jones in Red October when he's supposed to be Russian. Oh, Red October, standing by. I still sound Scottish. He has the same accent no matter what he's playing.
Yeah.
Still a great actor though.
Yeah.
American in Goodfellas. Sean Connery.
Right. Okay. So let's. I've got in the last bit of movie news. I've got the Last Jedi cut is over 3 hours long.
Whoa! What, the actual final cut in cinemas?
The early one.
Oh, so they're going to cut it down, I'm guessing, because films can't be that
Yeah.
long these days.
Cut it down.
It's stupid. Like, so many films have had to do that. Like Avengers, the second Avengers movie, they admitted they had to cut an hour out of that. The Age of Ultron, they cut an entire hour out. Now I get if it was an hour longer, it'd probably be an hour too long, but at the same time, it was a very important hour they cut out, and it was just Joss Whedon had made this great film, and people had gone, "Oh, well, sorry, Joss, no kids want to sit through 2.5 hours of film, 3.5 hours of film."
Yeah. Well, what's it called? Batman Superman. There was a petition to see the director's cut.
Right, but he released that.
They said that they're not going to because it does kind of take away from.
They
I
released the
think
extended
they
cut.
saw what happened with Batman v Superman.
That's what you just said. Batman v
What?
Superman.
No, sorry, not Batman.
Justice League.
League.
Right, okay.
Problem with Batman v Superman is the extended cut was so good that it made the release look even worse.
Is that possible? Is it possible to make that film look worse? The only way that I could have that film look worse is if someone was gouging my eyes out whilst I was watching it. Actually, no, I would prefer that. Do that. That film was... I haven't watched the extended cut, I would admit that now, and I probably should. But if I have to even sit through 2.5 hours of the original, I can't do it. It's so bad.
It was weird. Crazy Fan 224 said, "If I write the fan fiction's first chapter, will you read it on stream?"
Yes. We will read... Right, okay, so anyone that's listening to the podcast on iTunes, Player FM, SoundCloud, whatever,
Email.
email. If you're listening to it on email correspondence, the transcript.
Facts.
Fags. Let's go for yes, we will read out Crazy Fangirls fan fiction live on the podcast, the first chapter, and you can listen to it so it can grace your ears.
And then you can unsubscribe. Because that's what you'll do. That's all I've got for movie news.
Can we do it that we're madly in love with you though, Crazy Fangirl, and
Yeah.
not madly in love with each other?
I'm not going to be staring GFA down. Saying
Yeah.
how I'm mad in love with
Yeah, I take...
Because I'm just going to be laughing. And I'm not going to keep it serious.
Smith takes Mav's cheeks into his hands. I don't want that. I'd rather Mav and Smith are strangling each other.
Yeah.
Crazy fans give
Wow.
thick asses.
Have you listened to that My Dad Wrote a Porno podcast yet?
No,
You need to, bro. It's hilarious.
it sounds really funny.
It's fucking great. It's so good. That's empty, bro. Get your fucking mitts off mine. How long have you been streaming for? I can't see that far.
1 hour and 13 minutes, but
Cool.
we obviously had the countdown, so 1 hour.
Yeah, I've run out of news. Is there anything else you want to speak about?
I think I had some topics. Let
Yeah.
me just have a look. Okay. So this is more of a bit of a rant. And all I've got on my phone is 3 words. Now you read out the 3 words that I've got on my phone.
Work, door, shit.
Work, door, shit.
What have I got to work out?
Yeah, go on. Let's play that game. You try and work out what I mean by work, door, shit.
So you were taking a shit at work.
Okay.
And the door wasn't shut, and you were trying to shut the door, but Excelante walked in to the bathroom, and Excelante was like, "What are you doing? The door isn't shut." And then Crazy Fango 2324 walks in,
sees Excelante looking at you, sees you on the toilet, and goes, "What on earth have I walked into?" And then the door locks, and then you go, "I can't get back to work. The door is locked. Shit." Is that about right? Or
You started off on the right lines with I was at work taking a shit, and then that's where the similarities just went way off.
see, that's what I thought went through your mind.
I was. This is disgusting, by the way. I was. Oh, I was. I was in the toilet at work, and I was doing my business, on my phone as you do when you're at work and you want to waste a bit of time. And I looked down to the. So I'm in a cubicle in like a so to work toilets is public. There's loads of cubicles in a line. I'm in the far right one, which is against a wall and a cubicle, and then the middle one's got a cubicle either side, so on and so forth. I was in the far right. I looked to my left at one of the cubicle doors and can't help but notice, but on the very bottom, there is a smear of shit. And I mean, it's like fingerprints. There are 3 clear finger marks going up. So I was sitting there thinking, one, what the fuck has happened here? It's disgusting. But more than anything, I was thinking, how has someone got to the stage where they've just gone and wiped it on the door? Now, all I can think is that the toilet paper was too thin when they went. Jesus Christ! The toilet paper was too thin when they went for a shit.
I don't know what was going on with that. Yeah,
but it was filth. It was just pure filth, and that is why I saw that, and and then I saw the.
on the 77th floor of the penthouse, there was a noise.
There's a very loud bang on the 77th floor, and we have no idea what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so how did the story end? You've got me on the edge of our seats.
I was disgusted. I looked down and I walked out. And that's pretty much it.
That was it. So you just walked out and sat down and didn't even look around to see who had.
Well, it could have been there for ages. I don't know when it happened. I just saw it and I thought that's honestly the most rancid thing. Someone's actually got to that stage where they've had to do that. I was surprised there wasn't more. I was just so disgusted. I was like, I'm not shaking anyone's hand in my office. I just walked straight out.
See that, George?
Yeah, and I was just like, I wrote on my phone the second it happened. I was on the phone. I was like, that's horrible. That is horrible.
Right. So Chris Wenger said, "How old are you guys?" We are 22.
23, aren't we? I actually don't know. I think we're 20.
Don't mind for me like that. No, because I looked last week. I googled how old I was.
95. I was born. So 2015, I would have been 20. So I'm currently 22, 23 next year.
Yeah, 23 next year.
I don't know my own age. It's got to that point.
Yeah, once you pass 21, there's no.
Yeah, the second you go past 21, I think I just know I don't keep track
There's no
anymore.
like deadlines apart from 60. What is it when you retire?
Well, 65 can't it be 70 when we get there probably.
So 70. So that's the next one you got is 70.
Yeah. Well, 25 and your 50th is a big one. 25 is like all your insurance goes down. You can hire a car when you go abroad because a lot of companies.
Insurance goes down.
25, your insurance drops massively. Yeah.
Fucking bring on 25.
Yeah.
Craziest experience at work. Well, you've just fucking said it.
Oh, you guys get caught doing something awkward.
Times you guys got caught doing something
Story times. Yeah.
I haven't actually been caught doing anything awkward. I don't know.
No, I always feel awkward if I'm at work and if I'm in the toilet like tucking my shirt in or something, or I'm just like trying to make myself look more presentable and someone walks in and I'm standing in front of the mirror like doing my tie up. It makes me look like I'm trying really hard when I'm not. I just like to actually look like professional, but my tie might have come undone if I'm sitting at my desk or something. So I'll be sitting there looking in the mirror like doing my tie up, and some thinks I'm about to like go and attack some sort of meeting. I'm just gonna go back to my desk and eat a banana or something.
What, so to get out of something awkward, you go back to your desk and eat a banana?
It's like I'll be in the mirror like doing my tie up, and then all of a sudden the door open, I'll be like, and try and make myself look less awkward. But even though if they saw me do a tie, they would have thought that's a complete normal thing. But I make it look like I was like fingering my nostrils or something because they walk in and I'm just like, you drop, mate. Go to the hand dryer. I make things so awkward, but I live for awkward moments. There's nothing funnier getting into like a conversation with like a group of people and it goes dead quiet, and you're just sitting there like, who's going to talk first? I love those. I love that awkward silence. great.
Craziest experience at work. I don't know. What do you reckon the craziest thing that's happened in your life? I think one of the craziest things was the whole McLeavey incident.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, it wasn't at work.
No, it wasn't. But that was one thing that I can imagine. I can remember being like, the fuck. About 2 or 3 years ago. No, 4 years ago now.
Just after the year we finished sixth form, so yeah.
4 years ago. But 4 years ago, we went out for our mates last night in England for a year, and we went to a place called Chelmsford. We went to a place called Manhattan, where our office is, and we went out, and the night carried on, and then in the evening, he got bottled by someone. Yeah. And it was just so out of the blue, and it all happened so quickly, and we had got an ambulance in and all that.
It's weird. It's one of those moments that I don't remember pretty much any other point in the night. I just remember from that moment onwards. So everything else is a blur. But I remember I went to the bar to buy shots for everyone.
How you sober up like that?
Oh, I was still battered.
No, but like for that moment,
for
that like 10-minute run around, you like sober up.
Yeah.
And then
like I went to buy shots for everyone. So McLeavey, our friend McLeavey, and one of our friends Rob went to the smoking area, and I just ordered a round of, like, I think there was 12 of us out, maybe less, maybe 10 of us out.
Yeah.
But I ordered a round of shots, and they're literally putting it onto a tray for me in this club, and I was like, yeah, blah 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 blah. And then as I paid the guy, one of my other friends ran in, and said, "Oh, McLeavey's just been bottled." So I've just left all the drinks on the side of the bar. I never went back for them because obviously we left straight after that. Sprinted straight out.
I've just got the image of McLeavey just dancing with his face hanging off.
Oh, it was he got the guy smashed the bottle on the ground and dug it into his face, and it like chopped his cheek open. It was horrible, just below the eye and above it up here. So much blood, it was ridiculous. The ambulance came. We went to this hospital. And we were there from 3:30 in the morning till 9 the next morning. We were there for like 6 hours just waiting for him to get stitched up. But when he arrived, and we got there before him, when he arrived in the wheelchair from the ambulance, they had obviously given him painkillers, and he was so drunk he didn't feel any of it. They gave him butterfly stitches.
Oh my God, he was crazy.
We were wheeling. His brother was wheeling him around in a wheelchair, and he was just laughing and kicking people and stuff. And it was like half your face is hanging off, and you're laughing about it.
Yeah, it was. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, anyway, should we cut stream? Should we end it? It's 10 o'clock. I've got work.
Yeah. Okay.
So, that was a good question, Excellente. But unfortunately, you have to come back next week and ask us that question if you want to. So, thanks for watching, guys. As per usual, this has been the MAViSMITH Podcast number 16. Number 16.
16.
Number 16. Thanks for listening. Oh fucking hell, you're getting up already. I haven't done
No.
Haven't done my plug.
I'm not going.
So, thanks for watching. Obviously, we'll see some of you. I hope to see you, Crazy Fangirl and Excellente, on Wednesday when we do the Jackbox Party games.
Yeah.
Jackbox Party game Wednesdays. Jackbox Party Wednesdays. Wednesday. Funnily enough, maybe tomorrow night, maybe not. Don't know. Probably not. No, we're not because we're out. Wednesday will be the next stream.
Can't stream tomorrow, unfortunately, but Wednesday will be a nice, good old stream as always.
Wednesday will be a good stream. But yeah, as per usual, if you're listening to this on iTunes, podcast, soon to be Spotify, Player FM, SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, email, settings, any of those. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys, and we will see you Wednesday for the majority. And if you're just a podcast listener, see you next week.
See you next week.
Now, quickly, Michael, play the jingle.
Michael, play the jingle.